welcome to your free class. You have chosen to take my tutorial on this project right here. This comes straight out of my Magic Mark Makers class, just so you know. And this whole project only is done with 2 ingredients. The first ingredient is this elegant writer, which is a calligraphy pen that you can buy at Michael's or AC Moore. They're widely available. And you may have heard of these before, you may not, but if you haven't, it is filled with extremely water-soluble ink. And that class, my Magic Mark Makers class, is all about educating you about the different types of supplies that you can find on the market that kind of come in stick form. There's like a lot of magical pencils and water-soluble pencils and markers and things that look like chapsticks, and all of these things kind of do like fancy things. And so this is what that class is about. And so this project uses one of them, namely the elegant writer, to do that. And all you're gonna need is a piece of watercolor paper. Mixed media paper will work too, but watercolor paper works much better. You can handle a lot more water. So this is just a large sheet. Use whatever sheet you want. And then I'm using stencils, so you don't even have to know how to draw for this, which is so cool. So this is actually, I used 2 different stencils. Both of them are Donna Downey stencils. I have this one, which is the flower, and then I have another one, which I can't find, which is just these poppies. So you could do this project using any stencil that you have already, and all you need is this one marker. And I literally, don't worry, you will see me activate this in person. The original is just a little chatty, so I'm cutting to the chase a little bit. But all you do is put down your stencil and you just color in the lines. Real thick. You use your elegant writer to fill in the stencil completely. Okay? So that's all you have to do. And now I'm going to shut up and resume the lesson. And I resume it at the part where we start adding water, because that's the super duper fun part. Just know that the elegant writer comes in different nib widths. This one was created with a 2.5 millimeter nib, but you can use any of them. And the more ink you put down, the better, because then the more it will activate when you add water. So all you'll need besides this is just a water brush or water and a brush. All right, I'll see you in the lesson. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. So I think I'm gonna start, because all these stems can be activated. So I'm gonna start with the stems first and just kind of go for it and see what happens. Oh man. So all this, do I do both sides? I don't even know. But I'm gonna stay out of the circles for the moment. And just do the inside. But see what's happening? It's all getting activated. And what I find is that when I lift up an area is where the pinks really start to shine. Oops, I'm going up here and you can't see. Let me just finish this first. So I am going straight up and around. And if you notice, I'm keeping the kind of shadows to one side and not the other. All right, now I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna pretend my light source is coming from above. Let's see what we can do here to make these look kind of like they're flowers. I'll bridge the gap here and there's no water. Well, I definitely think it's important to have the white like showing in these flowers. Right now I have this one. I mean, there's obviously shadows beyond it, but I guess I'm gonna stay true to my light source. And I'm gonna see, there'll be a shadow there and there. It's kind of light. So I know my pinks do come out from, how cool is that? From like dabbing at the darkest areas is where the pinks kind of come out and shine. So, boom, that's like a 30-second piece of work. That's really cool. And I don't know if you can keep this going if you want. Get it real dramatic. Oh, I kind of like that. Kind of like fade it out to nothing. Now remember, I said before, once these have been activated, you can't reactivate them again. So you're sort of stuck. But you can hit areas that haven't been activated yet if you want to keep building. You can just touch it. Like if I want this blue to expand into the rest of it, I just need to touch like, excuse me, can I borrow some ink from you? Oh, thanks. That's my amazing British accent. So far we've had my like measly French with the Jean-Marie that we did yesterday. Okay. So I'm just taking this and kind of borrowing some of the color. Oh, what the heck. As long as I'm going to do all the background, as long as we leave those white spots, I think in the flower centers, it's okay to borrow from the outside. And I like using the stencil because it kind of takes the pressure off of having to decide like what exactly to draw in that big scary black marker. So stencils are always an option and a good workaround if you're not feeling confident to draw that day, that minute, then I don't. Alright, so that's pretty neat. And we have some sort of... Now, you know I love me some quotes. So I'm going to go get my stamp pad and find a quote and see what I can put on there to make this complete. Alright, so one of my favorite quotes has always been bloom where you're planted, and I think this painting is a good representation of that quote. So I just have my archival ink and I grabbed some stamps, and you know me, I'm not a big planner, so I'm just gonna go for this. Now this is on watercolor paper, which is kind of toothy, so sometimes the stamps don't show up very well, but this is actually showing up really well. So that was a sweet little project that took approximately a few minutes. So the most important thing, again, is leaving some highlights alone. Just figuring out what your light source is, number one. So, because this whole thing could very quickly, as you know, become covered in this inky stuff. So, just go for it. You have to work pretty quickly. Actually, you don't really have to. I guess, I don't know, for some reason, it makes me want to work quickly, but I guess you really don't. But yeah, you just decide where your lights and your darks are gonna go, and then go for it. Super fun, super cute. You know, pick some stamps that you like, or do just a quick drawing and just play and have fun. Let's see, I have another like little music stamp. You could, you know, pop that in there for some kind of added. I'm not really sure that was a good call. Sometimes, you know what, you just try stuff and you don't worry about it. Well, music notes flickering in the background. All right, so have fun, grab a stencil or two, and yeah, give that elegant writer a shot. All right, guys, bye. There's one more thing I forgot to tell you guys, which is this. If you do a painting with your elegant writer, and there's a lot of places that have not been hit by water, so like you're afraid to walk outside with this in the rain because if a water droplet hits up here where it hasn't been activated, you know, you're going to have all new effects. So there's a little tip and trick that you can do, which is take a little spray bottle and we're gonna lightly mist this. Because as soon as the water hits it, you're sort of activating it in place, so to speak. So you are activating it, but it's not moving anywhere. So you're, in a sense, sealing it, okay? So just do a light mist over the whole thing, make sure everything has been hit, and then you're kind of good to go. I also have noticed, since this has had a second to dry, and it's hard, my camera is not picking it up so well, but there are like tones of pink and green and blue all up in here. And again, my camera doesn't do it justice, but there's pink up in that flower. That's just radiating out of it. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and officially now on to the next. I hope you enjoyed that free tutorial. If you are interested in learning more about my courses, just go to awesomeartschool.com and you can go there for yourself and check them out. Thanks, guys. Oh my God, I almost forgot to mention, if you don't feel like signing up for courses, that's fine too, because I have 300 plus free tutorials on YouTube. So you can go search YouTube, Karen Campbell Artist, and you will find me in my tutorials there. Also, you can check me out and follow me on Instagram at Karen Campbell Artist, and you will also have, I always put the link to my latest YouTube tutorial in my bio, and that way you can always keep up to date on to which my latest tutorial is. But subscribing to YouTube is probably the easiest way that you can do that. So, enjoy!